Hello everyone, this is Super Comic Girl and I'm back. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the monstrous task that I did getting my comic book sorted out based on publisher. So I have two long boxes and I ordered another box. This is different. It's not made of cardboard, so I'm going to be putting more comics in there. And so when I set out to do this, I really did not get I really was kind of like, oh yeah, this will take me about an hour to do. It ended up taking me 3 hours to do. And I actually put on Facebook, on my favorite comic book site. I said, so I decided to sort my comics based on publisher, DC in one box, Marvel in another, and Independent in another. Marvel in one, Independent in another. I have so many of them. DC, I have 241 comics. Marvel is at the top with 294. Independent is 152. I have 8 trade paperbacks. It's been a long 6 months. And it has been a long 6 months. I have been doing this for 6 months. Well, actually, a little more than 6 months. Because it's a new year and everything. And I was like, wow. I'm just like, oh my lord. So, one of the things that I have stopped doing, and people are probably going to notice this, is I'm not buying so many comics. And it isn't that I don't have the money to I don't have the money to afford the comics. I do, but for two reasons. One, I use a really small backpack that is a little bit bigger than the comic book I'm putting it in. So like on the 28th, I got 3 of the comics that I was back on, which was Scorched, Spider-Man The Lost Hunt, issue number 2, because issue number 1 was really good, and also Something is Killing the Children. But then I was really like looking at how many Marvel I got, and I'm like, okay, look, I love Marvel, but I love DC more. I really do. I think DC, with this whole, Dawn of DC event going on, I really am going to be starting to buy more DC. And also the DC boxes on top, so it'll be much easier for me to put them away. But I have, like, so many Marvel. So for the period of time that I'm going to be really cutting back on what I'm buying, I'm going to buy mostly DC because there are a lot of events. But I'm also going to, of course, buy the Dark Web event comics. And that is how far it's going to go. I'm just really not interested in spending $200 or $300 for right now, especially with like it being the heating months and everything like that. Keeping my utilities on is a lot more important than my comic books, because you can't collect comic books if you're frozen to death. So when I went over there the 28th and I got my comics, as I said, I bought the 3 issues I did not get the week before, and I really got, let's see which, and so lo and behold, I do have the list here. I got Gilded City issue number 3, which is the Gotham Knights. I got the Audio Ventures, which I have HBO Max, so I've been like following it, and I'm going to do a review of that because I thought that was interesting. Sergeant Rock and the Army of the Dead, issue number 4, DC vs. Vampires, issue number 12, and Detective Comics, issue number 1067. And then I picked probably like 1 or 2 back issues of Detective Comics, and like 2 issues of the New 52. So really cutting back on my spending. And I find that even though I don't have as many comics to review and share as I would normally do, I'm just finding it's a lot less hectic because I can just, like, especially with DC, I can just, like, I have the little box, like, I have Independent down this little tote that my brother gave me, and I pretty much fit, like, all of my independent comics in that tote. But yeah, I mean, and I'm not the only one. I know I go on Facebook and there's people saying, I've had to cut back on my comic book spending because of bills and also, buying food and stuff. So, it's been a very interesting 6 months with as many comics as I got, and according to it, I have 687 comics. So what I'm planning on to do this year is every time that I buy a comic, I'm going to write down, like, how many of DC, how many of Marvel, and definitely how many of Independent I've got. And then at the end of the year, I will add that to the total that I got when I did the counting, and I can say, okay, yeah, this is how much I got. But with DC versus Vampires has ended, and its side title, All Out War, has ended, and also because Marvel, I'm not really. Only thing I really like in Marvel, not mentioning the whole Dark Web event, is Spider-Man. I mean, that is the only thing that I really like is Spider-Man. I mean, not the Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I did a review on that one, and everyone knows my views on it. But, just DC, I hate to say it, they just have better characters. And, I buy extra comics for my friends because they don't have the finances to afford them. And I really think I really think that, it's great to do that. Some people say, why are you doing that? And it's like, I just feel like doing it. But DC is definitely going to be the comic book company I'm going with this year. And, my point of view is that if I go to the comic book shop and I see Marvel, I'm just going to, okay, I'm just going to go over to DC and get my DC comics. So, anyways, I am going to end it here, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys around. Bye.